remembers Clash Heroes? It was meant to be one of 3 Supercells' newest games, the other 2 being Clash Mini and Clash Quest. It was supposed to be a roguelike that was set in the Clash universe, and it was also the most hyped out of the 3, only for us not to hear about it for a year, and with the only recent news being that it was killed and replaced by Project Rise. Alongside that set of news, we were also told that we were going to have a pre-alpha test, and luckily, I was chosen to playtest the game, and now I've come to share all about it. Now, Project Rise isn't really the hardest game to get into. I mean, I was able to get a grasp on it and I played for like 10 minutes. So let me run you down the basics. Just take Brawl Stars, remove the enemy team, add infinite gadgets and supers, then add your ranked teammates, and boom, you have Project Rise. But that's not where it ends. We also have heroes. So far in the pre-alpha we only had 5 heroes to choose from, with the 6th being a Hog Rider that we couldn't play. But they don't really matter right now. The part that makes the game a whole lot interesting are perks. These are permanent abilities that you gain every stage and grant special abilities. These perks only went up to level 3, and the perks could range from lifesteal to summoning a fireball, so that's pretty neat. So now that I've ran you down the basics for like the fighting and the other gameplay aspects, let's talk about the main gameplay aspects, the levels or floors as they're called. These essentially work as a way to gain elixir that help you level up your perks or to gain perks. You can also gain crystals that you can use to spend at the well, which give random items like gears or potions that give you a temporary boost for that floor only. But they don't really matter that much, since you could really just skip all of the leveling up, all of the wells, and you'd still be able to go to the boss fight without any issues. And for the final, less interesting gameplay aspect is the character upgrades. These differ from perks, where if you lose all of your perks. These upgrades are permanent to the character that you unlock by playing the character. So it's kind of like a skill tree, except for you just unlock them randomly after you finish the match. So for the Valkyrie, it was like they add 2 more axes, which means there's 5 axes, and the axes also shoot out and explode after a couple seconds. But now what y'all came here for, my thoughts. Now, let me tell y'all one thing off the bat. I love this game. Everything from the characters, to the levels, to the enemies, except for the Mega Knight. It was all just, chef's kiss. But that doesn't mean the game was perfect. I mean, that's kind of expected from a pre-alpha game. But if these issues persist, I think we could cause the game to not go global. So let's start with problem number 1. So, every 5 or so floors you go up against a boss, which just seems to be like an orb and like a couple squares stacked on top of each other, but that's not really the issue. The issue are the attacks. To be more specific, this thing. I have no idea how to dodge it. It's like impossible to dodge. They have no pattern. Nothing makes sense. They just come out twirling and whirling until they just like hit you. They deal half of your, well not half, 1/4 of your health. And because you can't dodge it, you'll probably get hit by more of them, which means I just became useless. I couldn't do anything. They just kept chaining, and if I hide, they could hit me through walls. They're just impossible to dodge. So what I would suggest is making it a little more understandable. So like maybe a squiggly line, or just something that would let me read the attacks. Now, perks are great, especially when you get a combo and you just use them all together. But at some point, they become useless. I could run a full heal comp. I'm talking healing with killing, critting when healing, and healing with critting. So, just with one attack, I healed max. But that didn't even matter, since when you got up to high enough levels, like level 9 or just any of those other ones, the enemies one-tap you. You can't do anything. There's no like damage reduction perks. It's just all damaging or healing, which means you either have to kill them before they touch you or you're screwed. There's nothing you could do about it. No other characters could help you do anything about it. One issue I encountered was goblins spawning in too much. There was a point where I was lagging so bad only because there was 50 goblins at the opposite side of the map, and I had to go over there and keep killing them. But that was also an issue because they just don't stop spawning. There isn't like a spawning limit. So when I killed like a whole group, there was just more coming in and coming in. And this didn't even happen once. There was another point where I was trying to access a well, and fun fact about wells, you can't use them if there's an enemy nearby. So there was skeletons spawning everywhere, some glitching out of the map, which means I couldn't even use the well if I wanted, because I had to kill the enemy behind the tree, which you can't destroy. When I did eventually kill that skeleton, there was already more skeletons, so I just had to luckily kill, which took me minutes. I had to kill every single enemy to access that well once. It didn't even give me the rewards I wanted. It gave me 0 gears. And now for my final issue, since this video is getting a bit too long. It's almost 8 minutes, or like more 7 minutes. My final issue is that it's not global. I know it's corny, but hear me out. In the 4 days I had to try out the game, I enjoyed every single second of it. I was locked in from morning till it was shut down. No moment did I ever feel like I wanted to just stop playing. I only wish that my friends could have helped me play and fought alongside me. Unlike other Supercell games like Heyday, Clash Royale, Clash of Clans, or Squad Busters, I got tired of them easily. Now, that could just be recency bias, but with Squad Busters, I played it for like an hour, then got tired of it. I fell asleep in mid-game. But by no means do I hate Squad Busters. I mean, yeah, they could have done better, but I feel like if they developed Project Rise a bit more, and if they made the game like Squad Busters so you could combine all the characters from all Supercell IPs, I think it could have been more well received and successful than Squad Busters. Just imagine you and your friends on a hot summer day team up with the Valkyrie, Shelly, and Dr. T to just clear stages together, fighting bosses, gaining perks. It just seems like such a good concept. Although sadly, I do think this is a Clash only game, which sucks. But I'm still really excited to see where this goes. So, to the developers of Project Rise, please add a spawn cap.